Tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. May Triple Gem bless you all. Namo Buddhassa. As you know, this is Saccapabbaṃ Sutta. Now we reach up to the Dhammānupassanā saccapabbaṃ. That means under the contemplating of the Dhamma objects, this is the noble truth of Four Noble Truths section. Buddha, this is the last last kammatthana or the last meditation subject among the 21 meditation subject in this one and only way towards the Nibbana. This is the Saccapabbaṃ Sutta, according to the Buddha's Dhammānupassanā. So, you know, what are those? I will just remind you what are those kind of 21 kind of meditation subjects. All 21 meditation subjects, Buddha putting on to the crest of this meditation path, that is the arahantship, all the meditation subject. So the first one is the anapana section, or the meditation subject of the breathing mindfulness, the breathing meditation. So then the second one is the iriyapatapabbaṃ, that means the posture section. And then you have crystal clear understanding of the phenomena section, that is the sampajānapabbaṃ. And the other thing, particular manasikārapabbaṃ, or the repulsiveness meditation based on the 32 parts of the body. And then you have dhatu manasikārapabbaṃ, 4-element meditation. I always told to you, this 4-element meditation is not a simple meditation. This 4-element meditation is a turning point of all the meditators who need to develop their mindfulness, who need to develop his mindfulness up to the Nibbana. This is the most important meditation. This is the 4-element meditation. So Buddha mentioned 4-element meditation also here. And then Navasiva Tikapabba, 9-channel ground section. So there you have 14 meditation subject, 1-4. And then you have Vedananupassana. This is the contemplation of the feeling aggregate as feeling. And then you have Chittanupassana, contemplation of the mind or the consciousness of the mind movement as a consciousness. And then how many? 16 meditation subject. And in Dhammānupassanā, you have 5 kind of meditation subject. That is, the first one is the Nivarana-pabbaṃ, that is the 5 hindrance section. And then Khanda-pabbaṃ, 5 aggregate section. And then you have Ayatana-pabbaṃ, 12 bases section. And you have Bojjhanga-pabbaṃ, 7 enlightenment factors. So altogether you have 16. And then Nivarana-pabbaṃ, 17, Khanda-pabbaṃ, 18, Ayatana-pabbaṃ, 19. And then Bojjhanga-pabbaṃ, that is the 20. So this saccapabbaṃ is the 21 meditation subject Buddha mentioned in this great sutta, Saccapabbaṃ Sutta. Now we reach up to 21 meditation subject, the last meditation subject, but this meditation subject is very huge. So we may take many hours to describe those things and try to understand this Dukkhasaccaniddeso, or the Four Noble Truth. Very important, because actually we discuss those how you want to, because when you reach up to the Anapana section, and if you want to realize the Nibbana, then you, without Four Noble Truths, you can't grow. But I explained this, what is the Four Noble Truth, especially what is the Dukkhasacca is your 5 aggregate, the Dukkhasacca. So I explained this thing before also, but this is another kind of, this is the separate meditation subject also. So therefore, Buddha mentioned separately here, but without Dukkhasacca and the Samudaya and at least Dukkhasacca and Samudaya you can grow your meditation up to the Nibbana with the help of Anapanasati meditation or the breathing meditation, mindfulness of the breathing meditation subject initially. So keep it in mind, we discussed those things, but again, according to the Buddha's very great explanation, we need to do again this thing and try to understand very clearly. So let's move to our Desana Pali or the Pali text or Pali canon. So the Pali text says in this Buddha, how Buddha continue his Dhamma talk. This is the way. Number 386 paragraph, you can see. Punacha param bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammānupassī vihirati chasu arya saccēsu. And again monk or again bhikkhus, a bhikkhu abide contemplating Dhamma objects as Dhamma objects concerning Four Noble Truths. Katancha pana bhikkhave bhikkhu dhammesu dhammānupassī vihirati chasusu arya saccēsu. This is the question. So, bhikkhus or the monk, how does a bhikkhu abide contemplating Dhamma objects as Dhamma objects concerning Four Noble Truths? And the Buddha asked the question and then give the answer. Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu idan dukkhanti yatha bhutam pajanati ayan samudayoti yatha bhutam pajanati ayan dukkha nirodhoti yatha bhutam pajanati ayan dukkha nirodha gamini patipadati yatha bhutam pajanati. What is the meaning? Now Buddha asks, how does a bhikkhu abide contemplating Dhamma objects as Dhamma object concerning the Four Noble Truths? This is the way. Ida bhikkhave bhikkhu, monk in this sasana. Ida mean in this sasana, here in this sasana, a bhikkhu understands as it really is, or as authenticity, this is suffering. And this is the noble truth of suffering. So then, idan dukkhanti yathabhutam pajanati. And then, ayan dukkha samudayoti yathabhutam pajanati. He understands as it really is, this is the origin of suffering. And then the third one, ayan dukkha nirodhoti yathabhutam pajanati. He understands as it really is, this is the cessation of suffering. And then ayam dukkha nirodhagamini patipadati yathabhutam pajanati. He understands as it really is, this is the way of practice leading to the cessation of suffering. So this is the way Buddha explained. So what is this? Idam dukkhanti yathabhutam pajanati. This is the noble truth of suffering. He understand as it really is. What is this as it really is? So you have a slide to understand this thing. Now you can see what is this yataha bhuta, or the common features of the mentality, materiality, and their causes. Here, mentality, materiality mean dukkha Their causes mean the samudaya satya again. So you need to understand kind of thing. So mentality, materiality, another way of explanation is mentality is four mental aggregates, and the materiality is the first one mental aggregate, single mental aggregate, and then you have five aggregates. So that means mentality and materiality mean five aggregate, and the causes also five aggregate. So then, but causes, but here you can say Dukkhasacca Dhamma and the Samudaya Sacca Dhamma, and your five aggregate and their causes. Likewise, many different ways Buddha explained those kind of Dukkhasacca and the Samudaya Sacca. So try to understand in different terms. So in this Yatha Bhuta, as they really are, mean. So this is the six features. So the first feature is this all phenomena, so mentality phenomena, materiality phenomena, and the causes phenomena, you have a rising, standing, and perishing phase. A rising phase, standing phase, and the perishing phase. So in Pali it says, Upada khana, Titik khana, and Bhanga khana. So this is the first thing. They have a rising phase, standing phase, and the perishing phase. So keep it in mind, this is the first common feature. And the second common features is as soon as they arise, they pass away. They pass away very, very quickly. Even you can see, even if you didn't see very carefully. So therefore, while seeing this Paramattha Dhamma, or the ultimate materiality and mentality and their causes especially, you need to make your mind very fast to see. Quickly you want to see, because they always arise and pass away very, very quickly. And the third one, all mentality, all materiality and their causes never arise alone, and always as a group they arise. So this is the third feature. For example, now you have in the materiality aggregate, you have eight type of group of eight materiality. For example, Kalapa, or we can say octet group of octet, or Kalapa, or sometimes Navaka Kalapa, group of 9, and sometimes group of 10. For example, Chakku Dasaka Kalapa, what is called I Decad Kalapa, group of eye decade, group of ear decade, like that. So always they arise as a group and always perish away as a group. The other one, so even in the mentality also, all mentality arise with the mind movement. So this mind movement contains objects as well as the mentality. Mentality means mental factors and the mind. For example, if you concern about the eye consciousness, so eye consciousness is nothing, mind movement only, and this mind movement, if you analyze, this mind movement is the eye consciousness plus 7 universal mental factors. For example, Passa, Vedana, Sanya, Chetana, Ekaggata, Jivitindriya, Manasikara. Passa means the contact, Sanya, Passa, Vedana is the feeling, Sanya, perception, then Chetana is the volitional formation, and then volition, and attention, Jivitindriya mean that is the life faculty, finally attention, right? Attention, and then Ekaggata, one pointedness. So those are the kind of mentality, mental factors associated with the eye consciousness. So always arise as a group. Every mentality, every materiality and their causes never arise alone. Keep it in mind. And then they have natural features. They have natural features mean, for example, here it mentioned Pathavi element, or we can say Pathavi Dhatu, or the earth element. Earth element has hardness, roughness, heaviness kind of features, and lightness, smoothness, and softness like features. 6 features belongs to the Pathavi element. And then if we concern about the Sukha Vedana like mental factor, so that mental factor has Itta Pottabban Bhavana Lakkana. Oh, yeah. Or we can say Itta Ramana Rasanubhavana Lakkana. So what is the meaning? That means this Vedana Chetasika, or the Sukha Vedana mental factor, or we can say this is the pleasure feeling mental factor. The common feature is um, the common feature mean, that not the common feature, there is the natural feature, is the experience in the object, right? Experience in the object, it acts experience in the object, that is the characteristic. So likewise, every mentality, every materiality have their natural features or unique characteristic. And they have general features. What are they? They have impermanence, because they arise, always passes away very, very quickly. So they are impermanent. And always arise, always passes away very, very quickly. And then this incessant arising and passing away gives rise to suffering. And because of this, the suffering also, all the mentality, materiality, and their causes has suffering. And then non-self. If you see the impermanence and the suffering features of the old phenomena, you can see they are actually no kind of essence. So they are therefore no kinds of essence like a soul uh, kind of thing. So therefore they are non-self. So in Pali it is what's called impermanence is the anicca, dukkha is the suffering, and non-self is the non-soul. Or we can say suffering and anatta, anicca, dukkha, anatta. And then finally you have, they always arise with causes only they arise. Those are actually this common mentality, and they are causes only. But in the case of nibbana also a paramattha dhamma, but nibbana, to arise nibbana you don't have any kind of cause. So keep it in mind. So we just put the very important fact in the food. You can see, if you analyze in this way, you will break three compactness of the materiality, mentality, and their causes. That is what is called ghana vinibhoga. So then ghana, you break down the compactness. Ghana is the compactness. Vinibhoga is the breakdown. So you break down all the kind of compactness, and then you ultimately reach to the ultimate sense. Ultimate sense, yeah. So this is the, so whenever Buddha's told Yathabhutam Pajanati, this is the Yathabhuta. These six features are the Yathabhuta. Keep it in mind. And this is the, as it really is, mean that is the thing. So for example, Yathabhutam Pajanati, he understands the as it really is, this is the suffering. He understands as it really is, this is the noble truth of, the origin of suffering. He understands this is the cessation of suffering, and he understands this is the way of practice leading to the cessation of suffering. So everything we discuss in near future, Buddha explained in very detail this saccapabbaṃ. So therefore, before we move to Dukkhasaccaniddeso, so we just move to the Attakatha, what it says. Attakatha. Attakatha says, you can see, Evaṃ satta bujjanga vasena Dhammānupassanā vibhajitva idani chatu saccavasena vibhajitum punacha paranti adimaha. Now the blessed one explored contemplating Dhamma object as Dhamma object concerning seven enlightenment factor. We finished last day, and the way we learned as mentioned above mean everything, starting from the like Anapana section. In order to explore mean vibhajitum, chatu saccavasena vibhajitum. In order to explore Dhamma objects as four noble truths, the blessed one pointed out again bhikkhus and the like passage. You can see punachaparam bhikkhave bhikkhu. Again bhikkhu mean, that's the meaning. Punachaparanti adimaha. Tatha, in this section, idan dukkhanti yathabhutam pajanati iti. Idan dukkhanti yathabhutam, he understands as it really is, yathabhutam idan dukkhanti. This is the noble truth of suffering. So what is the meaning? Tapetva tanham te bhumika dhamme idan dukkhanti yatha sabhavato pajanati. Now, tapetva, what is called tapeta tanha, because tanha is the samudaya satya. Buddha classifies tanha, or the craving to the samudaya satya, because craving in the past life gives the five aggregate the result of this life. So therefore craving, except the craving, having kept aside the craving, what is the meaning? He understands, the meditator understands all the things of the three planes of existence, all the tebumika dhamme, all the things of the three planes. That mean what are the thing, what are the thing that mean all the materiality, all 28 kind of ultimate materiality. For example, earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, order, flavor, nutritive essence, and then your sex materiality, heart materiality, like that. You have 28 kind of materiality, ultimate in the ultimate sense. And then you have 52 chetasika, or the mental factor. So out of this 52 mental factor, you accept the craving, and then you have 89 kind of consciousnesses. So those are the phenomena. Those are the phenomena or in every three planes. So then um, except, but out of those kind of explanation, except the craving, the other all kind of materiality, mentality, and their causes even. So sorry, mentality and materiality, not the causes. Uh, that is the that belong to the Dukkhasaccaniddeso, or the noble truth of suffering. That means you are five aggregate. If Buddha says that is the five aggregate, but here Buddha says ultimately that is the five aggregate, right? Okay, now so therefore, having kept aside the craving, meditator understands all the things of the three planes of existence, tebumika dhamme, are suffering as their real nature. What is yata sabhavato? As their real nature. Yata sabhavato pajanati. Tasseva kopana dukkassa janikang samuttapikang purimatannang ayam dukkha samudayoti. What is the noble truth of cause of suffering? He understands the craving of the purimatanha, the previous life. That is the origin, janikang, and that is the generation, samuttapikang, of this very suffering. As it, but he need to understand as its nature. That's the very important thing. Yatha sabhavato apajanati. Tatseva kopana dukkasa janikam samuttapikam purimatannam ayam dukkha samudayoti yatha sabhavato pajanati. You want to take the yatha sabhavato pajanati because this is related to the first sentence. So therefore, I will tell again, try to understand. Having kept with the Dukkhasacca, having kept aside or accept the craving, he understands all the things in the three plane of existence. Three plane of existence mean your karma world, fine material world, and the immaterial world. For example, karma world mean in the four awful states, and the human planes, as well as six kind of deva world or the celestial world. So those are belongs to the karma world, karma dhatu. Oh yeah, karma, the sensual planes or sensual planes, yeah. And then you have fine material planes, and then you have immaterial planes. So all the kinds of all the things in these three planes except tanha or the except craving are the all dhamma, all the phenomena belongs to the dukkha satya. So then now you are very clear what is the samudaya satya, then craving is the samudaya satya. So then therefore Buddha says he understands the craving of the previous life. That is the origin, that is the generation of this very suffering as its nature. As its nature mean, what is the nature? The craving never arise alone. Craving is also always arise with the group. Craving always arise and pass away very very quickly. So craving also has upadatiti bhanga. Craving also has general features, natural features, and then craving also how uh, causes to arise, right? So those are the acids nature mean, that's the meaning, right? Okay, then when we go to third thing, Ubinnang appavatti nibbana. What is the ubinnang appavatti? Ubinna means he understands the non-occurrence, non-existence of both suffering and its origin as its nature. That is the nibbana. You need to understand what is the nature of the nibbana. Nibbana is the asankata dhatu. Asankata dhatu mean asankata dhatu mean that is the peaceful element. No any sankata mean causes to arise. Asankata mean no causes to arise. So asankata dhatu. And then the other one is dukkha parijananam samudaya pajahanam nirodha sachikaranam ariya maggang ayang dukkha nirodhagamini patipadati yatha sabhavato pajanati iti atho. And then he understands according to its nature, this is the path of practice which leads to cessation of suffering, that actually penetrate the suffering. That means the dukkhaṃ pajanati, dukkha parijananam, samudaya pajahanam, abandons the origin of causes, origin of the five aggregate, origin of suffering otherwise, and then samudaya pajahanam nirodha sachikarana, and realize cessation. It realizes cessation. So that is the noble truth of practice that leads to a realization of nibbana. That is the or cessation of suffering. Realization of nibbana, other word, cessation of suffering. So that is the way they explain these Four Noble Truths. And I will say so. Arya Satya Kata Tapetva Jatiyadinang Pada Bhajana Katang Visuddhi Magge Vittarita Yeva. Actually, though Avasesa mean the the rest of thing. Arya Satya Kata Tapetva Jatiyadinang. The other all Four Noble Truths except this birth, aging, death like thing. The other explanation, it is in the Visuddhimagga, but we are coming to Visuddhimagga usually Sunday. So then when we finish our Samadhi Kanda or the concentration aggregate, we will move to wisdom aggregate. So then we can discuss many more explanation there, because you need to practice. Visuddhimagga means directly practice, true practice. Here also true practice, right? This Mahasatipatthana Sutta and every sutta in the Buddha Dhammadesana practice, right? Learn and practice. Without learning also you can practice with the guidance of the teacher. And okay, now let's move to Dukkhasaccaniddeso in the Desana Pali. Dukkhasaccaniddeso. So now Dukkhasaccaniddeso, that means the explanation of the Dukkhasacca, the noble truth of suffering. Okay, how Buddha explained number 387. Katamancha bhikkhave dukkhang arya saccam. Jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha, maranampi dukkhang, soka parideva dukkha domanassa, payasapi dukkha, apyehi sampayogo dukkho, pyehi vipayogo dukkho, yampichang nalabhati tampi dukkhang, sankittena panchupadana khanda dukkha. What is the meaning? Katamancha bhikkhave dukkhang arya saccam. Now bhikkhu or monk, what's the noble truth of suffering? Buddha mentioned jatipi dukkha, jarapi dukkha. The birth is also suffering, aging is also suffering too, and maranampi dukkham, death is also suffering, and soka parideva dukkha domanasa upayasapi dukkha. Soka means the sorrow, lamentation, parideva, and dukkha pain, domanasa grief, and then upayasa despair, distress are also suffering. And then Appiyehi Sampayogo Dukkho, association with the disliked is also suffering. And then Piyehi Vipayogo Dukkho, separation from the liked also suffering. Yampichang Nalabhati Tampi Dukkham, not getting what one wants is also suffering. And Sankitena, shortly, or as a summary, Panchupadana Khanda Dukkha, or your five clinging aggregates are suffering. So this is the way Buddha explained this Dukkhasacca Dhamma and the Samudaya Sacca Dhamma. Sorry, Dukkhasacca Dhamma, both in conventional truth as well as the ultimate truth. So then again I will tell whole sentence. Now, Bhikkhu, what's the noble truth of suffering? Birth is also suffering, aging is also suffering, death is also suffering, and sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, despair, or distress are also suffering. Association with the disliked is also suffering. Separation from the liked also suffering. Not getting what one wants is also suffering. In short, five clinging aggregates are suffering. So this is the way Buddha explained the noble truth of noble dukkha satcha. Dukkha satcha. And now Buddha is going to explain every single term. Jati, what is jati, what is jara, what is marana, what is soka, what is parideva, what is dukkha, domanasa, upayas, and everything. Let's go to the number 388. Katamacha bhikkhave jati. What is the now bhikkhu? What is the birth? What is the birth? Ya tesan sattanam tamhi sattanikaye jati sanjati okkanti abhinibbanti khandanam padubhavo ayatananam patilabho ayam uchati bhikkhave jati. What is the jati? Uh, because why it is called ya mean because jati is the feminine noun, so therefore ya jati, right? Ya sanjati, likewise. Because of that reason it says ya. So bhikkhu, what is birth of whatever beings in whatever group of beings. Ya tesan sattanan tamhi satta nikaya. Tamhi satta nikaya mean in whatever group of beings, and tesan sattana mean of whatever beings. Of whatever beings in whatever a group of beings, jati. Jati mean the birth, or we can say there is birth, ya jati, there is birth, and there is sanjati, there is origin of the life, right? And again okkanti mean appearance, coming to be. Abhinibbanti, becoming, or that becoming mean rebirth in another existence, coming forth in abhinibbanti. Oh, kandanam patubhavo. Patubhavo mean appearance again. Appearance of the kanda mean aggregate. Appearance of the aggregate. And then ayatananam patilabo mean the acquisition. So the acquisition of the sense basis. And this is the bhikkhu called birth. Ayam uchati bhikkhave jati. This is the bhikkhu called birth. Again, I will tell to you, what is the, now bhikkhu, what is birth? Of whatever beings, in whatever group of beings, there is birth, there is origin of life, and coming to be, becoming, and appearance of the aggregate, acquisition of the sense basis. This is what is called jati, or the birth. And then katamacha bhikkhave jara. Okay, let's see. Katamacha bhikkhave jara. And what bhikkhu's aging? Jara mean the aging. Ya tesan sattanan tamhi satta nikaye jara jiranata khandichang palichang valitta chata aino sanghani indriyanam paripako ayam uchati bhikkhave jara. And of whatever the beings, in whatever group of beings, there is aging, chara, and jiranata, there is decaying, or we can say decaying mean decrepitude, decrepitude, and then khandicham. Khandicham mean broken teeth. Khandicham, palicham, what is called palicham in gray hair, and valitta chata. Valitta mean, wrinkled. Chata mean the skin. So wrinkled skin, and then ayuno sanghani. Valitta chata ayuno sanghani. Ayuno sanghani mean, dwindling, shrinking. So dwindling with age, shrinking with age, and indriyanam paripako, decay of the sense faculties. How many sense faculties you have? 6 basically. So decaying of this sense faculty is what is called indriyanam paripako, not the maturity. Maturity is coming in whatever age you reach, then the mature will come. But indriyanam paripako mean here decaying of the sense faculties. So that is what is called aging. Therefore, ayam uchati bhikkhave jara. Again, I will tell. And what bhikkhus aging, or whatever the beings, in whatever group of beings, there is aging, decaying, or decrepitude, broken teeth, gray hair, wrinkled skin, dwindling with age, and decay of the sense faculties. This is the bhikkhu called aging. And Buddha mentioned, what is the maranam? Maranam means the death. So katamancha bhikkhave maranam. What is the bhikkhu death? Is death. Yang tesan sattanam tamha satta nikaya chuti chavanata behedo antardhanam machumaranam. Machumaranam in one word, right? Kalakiriya khandanam bedo kalevaras nikhepo jivitindriyasu pachedo idam uchati bhikkhave maranam. And what is the and what bhikkhus is death of whatever beings sattanam, right? Of whatever beings in whatever group of beings satta nikaye, there is a passing away. There is a passing away, chavanata, the falling down, falling down also, falling away, and behedo mean cutting off, behedo, kanda, antardhanam, disappearance, and machumaranam. Machumaranam means death in one existence. Machumaranam. True death in one existence. That's the meaning, not the we just called in the ultimate sense. If you can see the mentality and materiality, they always arise and they always pass away. So if you see those things pass away, also what is called death in the ultimate sense. But here the true death in one existence, what is called machumarana, true death. And the other one, Machumaranam Kalakiriya. Kalakiriya means that is the an ending of life. Kalakiriya. And Khandanam Behedo. Behedo means, cutting off of the aggregate. 5 aggregate or 4 aggregate or 1 aggregate. And then Khandanam Behedo Kalevaras Nikhepo. Kalevara means the body. Nikhepo means discarding. So discarding of a body, and then jivitindriyasa upachedo. The upachedo means that the cutting off of the life faculty. Jivitindriya means life faculty in the mentality as well as in the materiality. So that is bhikkhu is called death. So then those are the 3 kinds of explanation: jati, jara, marana. And we need to go to Atthakatha, what Buddha says in the Atthakatha. So to understand this very clearly, because this you must understand very clearly. So Atakatha mentioned in this way. So you can see number 388. Padabhajane pana katamacha bhikkave jatiti bhikkave ya jatipi dukkati evam mutta jati sa katamani evam sabba pucca su atto vedi tabbo. Then now, in this case of dividing of birds, birth is also suffering. Thus, birth is stated like that. The birth is what bhikkhu? Sa katama. The birth is what bhikkhu? Sa katamati evam sabba pucchasu atto. Birth is what bhikkhu. In the same way, meaning of all the question should be known. So, evam sabba pucchasu atto vedi tabbo. In what bhikkhus, the birth is what bhikkhu, the death is what bhikkhu, like that, right? The the aging is what bhikkhu, like that. You want to go. Ya tesan sattananti idang imesang namati niyama bhavato sabba sattanam paryada vachanam. Then paryada vachanam. Paryada means using up, right? Using up or exhaustion. So then in whatever group of being, also whatever group of being, or whatever beings mean, sorry, group of being means Satta Nikaya, whatever, of whatever being, whatever living beings means, what is the niyama abhavato. That means there is no any particular living beings indicated here. Then that means of whatever beings. This is this kind of being, like it is not indicated. So therefore, this is a giving word for all beings. Ya tesan sattanikaya means sabba sattanang paryadana vachanam. This is the giving word for all beings. And tamhi satta nikayeti idampi sabba satta nikaya paryadana vachanam jananang vachanam. Okay. That means what is in whatever group of being means, in whatever group of meaning also term paryadana, using up for all beings without any distinction. Sabba satta nikaya paryadana vachana, without any distinction. This is the common word, right? Common word used as paryadana. In whatever group of being mean also the term that using up for all beings without any distinction. Jananang jati. What is the jati mean? Again explain jati, generating or birth, generating, jananam, generating is the birth, jati. Savikaranang patamabhi nibbattaka kandanametang adivachanam. Then it says in this is the similar term for the first arising. Patamabhi nibbatta. First arising aggregates in one plane of existence with alternation. Alteration means savikaranam. Vikara means the alteration. Savikaranam means with alteration. So with alteration, this is a similar term for the first arising of aggregate in one plane of existence, right? That is the jati. And sanjati. What is the sanjati? Actually, jati and sanjati are the same term. And then jati, before jati, it has add the prefix san. So then sanjati means the origin. It is also similar term for jati with prefix san. San plus jati becomes sanjati. And sa eva anupavitta karena okkamanattena okkanti. This actually that origin or arising sanjati by means of continued rolling. Anupavitta karena, continued rolling, or okkamanattena, appearance, is called okkanti. So I will tell again jati, sanjati and okkanti. Jati means the generating. Generating is the birth. And Actually, this generation is similar term for the first arising of aggregates of the beings in one plane of existence with alteration. With alteration means because you get the birth, and then with alteration mean the for example, you never reborn as a you in the next plane. That means there are some alteration. Uh, then what is sanjati? That is also a similar term for the birth, but with the prefix san. And then what is the sanjati, and then what is the okkanti? That origin by means of continued rolling and appearance is what is called okkanti. Continuous rolling and appearance, what is called okkanti. And abhinibbanti. What is abhinibbanti? Abhinibbanti mean nibbatti sankhatena abhinibbatta nattena abhinibbanti. What is the meaning? Becoming or coming forth. That is abhinibbanti. Um, that mean actually becoming or coming forth mean it's a rebirth in another existence. Nibbatti sankhatena, that mean rebirth. Nibbatti mean the rebirth. Abhinibbattanattena mean, rebirth in another existence, another plane of existence. So then, because of that reason, abhinibbati, that mean coming forth, mean a rebirth or rebirth in another existence. And it explained, iti ayang chatubbidapi sammuti kata nama. Oh, those thing that jati or the birth, sanjati mean the origin of life, and okkanti mean the appearance in some existence, and becoming or the coming forth, abhinibbanti, like these four terms, the Buddha explained in Noble Truth of Suffering under jati. Under jati. Khandanam patu bhavoti. These are sammuti kata. These are the conventional truth, right? Jati, under jati by means of conventional truth. Keep it in mind, because Buddha mentioned here in this Dhamma talk, Buddha mentioned both in conventional truth as well as the ultimate truth, because sometimes initially if you understand conventionally only, then you can understand this jati is suffering or the birth is suffering, and then only you can go to the ultimate, to think of the ultimate sense and practice in the ultimate sense. So before that, you need to understand in the conventional way, and then paramatta way, the ultimate way. Uh, so Khandanam pahatu bhavoti ayampana paramatta kata. Now Buddha says, according to the Buddha's intention of this Dhammadesana, appearance of aggregate Khandanam pahatu bhavo. Pahatu bhavo means appearance of Khandanam mean the aggregate, appearance of the aggregate. Actually, that is in relation to ultimate sense only. That is the Paramattagata. Eka vokara bhavadisu eka chatu panchabhedanam kandanam yeva patu bhavo na puggalasa. Tasmin sati puggalo patu bhato patu bhutoti voharmantam hoti. And now in our whole planes, you have whole planes mean whole world cycle, you have three kinds of aggregate. For example, ekavokar mean sometimes you have only one aggregate. For example, in the asanya satta mean in the fourth Brahma plane, some beings are there. They have only rupa aggregate or the materiality aggregate only, and they do not have a mind. So therefore, they can't go, they can't stand, they can't lie down. They can't lie down mean they can change their posture. Whatever the way they death here, and then they reborn there on that posture only, because they have no mind, and other mental factor. Therefore, even though they have rupa aggregate or the physical body, they can't go. They can't maintain their other kind of postures. Other kind of postures. That is what's called asanya sata. So then they have only one aggregate. Therefore, it is what's called in Pali ekavokara, one aggregate only. And then you have chatu aggregate, chatu kand, eka now finished. Then chatu means four aggregate. You know, four aggregate are in the immaterial planes. Immaterial planes, you don't have material aggregate, so therefore they have only feeling aggregate and perception aggregate, formation aggregate, and the consciousness aggregate. That means Vedana Khanda, Sanya Khanda, Sankhara Khanda, and the Vijnana Khanda only there. So that is the Chatu Vokar. And then Panchavokar. Panchavokar means like you and like all four woeful status. That means hell being and animal being and then ghost being and the demon also having five aggregate. All human are five aggregate. And then all sensual plane, celestial being or the deities are five aggregate. And then Brahma, all Brahma except this one aggregate plane, that is also in Vehapala, or that is a Vehapala mean that is the grapefruit, plane of grapefruit, right? Plane of fourth jhana grapefruit. Some beings are one aggregate, the other all beings are the fine material aggregate with the mentality. So they are the real Brahma. That is also Brahma, but this Brahma is having all five aggregate. And in this way, you have a single aggregate, you have four aggregate, or you have one aggregate, four aggregate, and five aggregate only. No three aggregate, no two aggregate like this. Keep in mind. So it says because when some beings coming forth or origin, birth, or whatever appearance in this kind of existence. So that is what is called only the appearance of the aggregate only, right? So because of that reason, Buddha says in this explanation of jati or the birth, Buddha says khandanam patu bhavo, the appearance of the aggregate. Na puggalasa. This is not the actually. If we say only aggregate appearance, know the appearance of the person. That's the meaning. Tasmin panasati. Tasmin panasati. Puggulo patu bhutoti voharamatang hoti. This sati is not the mindfulness, right? Tasmin sati means when the situation is like that, puggulo patu bhutoti voharamatang hoti. The appearance of the person now we called as a worldly. So that is the worldly using. Voharamatang hoti. That is the word using word only. So therefore, you want to patch this theory here. Theory mean in the case of if you have one aggregate in the case of Vehapala or the grapefruit plain of fourth jhana, so that is the Eka Vokar, one aggregate, Asanya Sapta. Asanya means you don't have any kind of perception, therefore what is called Asanya. And then you have Chatu Vokar. Chatu Vokar means only four aggregate, that is in the immaterial plane. And other all beings are five aggregate, that is called Pancha Vokar. Keep it in mind, those are the terms. If you know those terms, that's good. And let's move to so therefore, that is the voharamatang, that is the worldly term only. The appearance of the person is the worldly term only, but usually appearance of the aggregate only. And ayatananam patilabha hoti. Patilabha means acquisition. So ayatanana means sense basis. So acquisitions of sense basis. Ayatanani patu bhavan Patu bhavanta neva patiladdhani nama honti. If you actually the acquisition of sense bases, sense doors means actually appearance of sense doors only. So the appearance of an acquisitions are the same meaning for the obtaining of sense doors. That's the meaning. So then we finish what is the explanation given here in the jati. Jati you want to understand in this way. Jati is the birth or origin of life, or we can say appearance, or that is the coming forth. But all those terms are coming forth of the being. That all those forms are in the conventional truth. But in the ultimate sense, Buddha mentioned Kandhanam Patubhavo, Ayatananam Patilabho. So you need to understand only those things, right? Kandhanam Patubhavo mean the appearance of the five aggregates, and Ayatananam Patilabho mean acquisition of the sense bases. So those Buddha has given the as ultimate sense. And but while practicing these four noble truths, you need to practice in both ways. Keep in mind. So you need to practice with the birth, that coming, becoming, and coming to be like thing also. But in the case of ultimate sense also, you need to practice. Keep it in mind while practicing in the mentality, materiality, and their courses. You need to practice in every way. Then you can understand the Dukkhasacca in excellent way. Okay, then let's move to the Jara. Jara 398. So you can see Jara is how Buddha explained Katamacha Bhikkhave Jara Yate Sante San Sattanan Tamhi Sattanikaya Jara Jiranata Khandichang Palichang Valichatacha Aino Sanghari Aino Sanghani Indriyanam Paripako Ayang Vichati Bhikkhave Jara. So now they explain what is this every terms. What are these every terms? Jarati Swabhavaniddeso. Jara, aging is the Jara. Jara refers to analytic explanation of nature of the aging. Nature of aging, Sabhavanidesa, nature of aging. So Jara Sabhavanidesa. Sabhavanidesa means the analytic explanation of nature of aging. And Jiranatati Akara Bhava Nirdesa. Then what is the decaying? Decaying refers to the analytic explanation of we can say the nature of old and bad condition. Nature of old and bad condition, or decrepitude, state of decrepitude. And Khandichang Adi Vikarniddeso. What is this? Khandichang mean broken teeth. Broken teeth is vikar mean, changing. So for example, you have teeth and then your teeth broken and falling away. Broken or falling away. Just falling away, what is called broken. Maybe teeth broken, and teeth, your teeth can be broken by the bacteria or something like that. So that is also broken. Or with the old age, they broke. So that is also broken teeth. Broken teeth, so forth, terms are the analytic explanation of changing of the initial nature of the body parts. So that is the meaning. Khandichang ati adi. Khandichan ti adi mean khandichang, palichang, and the valita chata kind of terms. So those are the vikarani. So vikara means changing of the initial nature of the particular body parts. So that is the vikara nidesa mean, that is the sabhava nidesa, akara bhava nidesa, vikara nidesa. Sabhava nidesa mean the nature of aging, and sabhava nidesa, akara nidesa mean the um, like analytic explanation of the nature of the decrepitude, and then vikara nidesa is the nature of changing. So here explain much more here. Dahara kalasminhi danta samaseta honti. Dahara kalasmin mean in the case of young age. In the case of young age, danta, the teeth are samaseta. Samaseta mean all are white. All are white. There are white teeth in the young life. Even white life. Samaseta. All are evenly white. Samaseta. And again, teyeva paripachante anukkamena vannavikaram apajjitva tatta tatta patanti. And actually, even though they are evenly white, and the same teeth do become gradually discolor in the long run. Anukkamena mean in the long run or over the time. Over the time, they do become gradually discolor. And the other patitancha titancha upadaya kandita danta kandita nama. Now they fall here and there, even though they are evenly white in the beginning, but they do become discolor in the long run. They fall here and there. But then then you have broken or fallen teeth and fixed teeth. Initially you have fixed teeth, and then you have fallen teeth and the broken teeth thereafter. And usually, because of that reason, then based on that, it is what is called kandita. Kandita means broken teeth. Kandita. And what is this kandichang? Kandichang means kanditanam bahavo kandichanti vuchati. This is actually according to the Pali grammar. This kandita mean the state of being broken. That nature itself is called the kandicha. So the nature of being broken, kandicha. Kandita mean kandita become kandicha. That is according to the Pali grammar. But you don't think much more if you don't need to hard to understand. And anukkamena pandara bhutani kesa lomani palitani nama. Anukkamena pandara bhuta. Pandara mean white color. Initially in the ancient countries, and then in the Western countries, as well as some the other countries, especially in the case of some countries, they have gray hair, brown hair, and then sometimes they have light yellow hair, kind of hair, and many different color. But usually, according to the Buddha's teaching, because Buddha is in the ancient India, so therefore India and the other ancient countries, you have, especially South Asian countries, you have black hair. So because of that reason, they explain according to that only. Anukkamena pandara bhutani kesalomani palitani nama. Then now gradually the what called black hair become white or gray hair, and even the body hair also. That is called palita. Palita. The term is palita. Palita means gray or white hair, and the state of being gray hair is the palichan. So therefore, palitas bahavo palichan. Palitani sanjani asati palito. That means sanjatani asati palito. Palitas bahavo palichan. Then that means gradually the black hair become white hair, and the white head hair and the body hair. That is called palita. State of being the gray hair is the palichan. Jara vata paharena sosita mansalohitataaya valiyo tachasmin assati valita chato valita cho, right? Valit cho. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? That means um, now there are wrinkled skin, wrinkled or folded skin because dried blood and muscles stuck by wind element in old age, because this wind element, or we call air element or wind element, is the one which causes wrinkle in the body, in the skin, especially wrinkle in the special, because the other cause is blood is drying now, and then muscles is drying now, because even though you take much kind of water, but here, because of this wind powerful wind element, leads to dryness of your skin, therefore skin and muscles especially, and then you feel some crinkle in the old age. So that is what is called valittacha. So valittacha tassa bahavo valittacha ta. The being, now its nature is what is called is its nature mean the wrinkled nature, wrinkled skin. That wrinkled nature is what is called valittacha ta. Ettavata danta kesa loma ලෝම තචේසු විකාර දස්සන වශයෙන් පාකටි භූතා පාකට චරා දස්සිතා. And now so far, ettavata means so far, very obvious aging is shown in teeth, head hair, body hair, skin, by means of seeing the change by the eye door or eye consciousness. So, yateva, yatha eva hi. Now, because those are actually very prominent to seen by the eye consciousness also. But yatha eva hi udakasava vatasava agginova tina rukkadinang sangaha sorry sambagga palibaggataya va jamataya va gatamaggo pakata hoti nachaso gatamaggo tadineva udakadini Jara evameva jaraya dantadinang khandichadi vasena gatamaggo pakato. What is that? It is yatheva hi udakasava vatasava agginova tina rukkadinang sambagga palibhaggatayava jamatayava gatamaggo pakato hoti. And just as yatha mean, just as when the floods and wind happen, the aftermath, what happened? The way of it pretty much prominent by the broken grass and trees and so forth. So when the fire occurred, what happened? Then the way it has gone burning out the grasses and the tree are more obvious. So then actually the way that destroy the tree, etc., you can see after that mean in the aftermath you can see the flood, wind, or the fire. So that's very common in the way of a actually the Buddha says in, but this is the but ultimately you can see the flood had destroyed the trees and the grasses and the ground, but ultimately you cannot see the flood, and ultimately you can't see the fire, or you can see the air or the wind. So but in the same way that's very common to the way of aging, where there is broken teeth and the like features. So this is actually but sometimes this is obvious to your eye consciousness, but every jara or every aging features we can see only by the eye consciousness. So they explain in this way. Chakko, the Gatamago Pakata Hoti, that means actually sometimes you can see, no, in every time, that's very common to the way of aging, where there is broken teeth and the like features and the wrinkled skin and gray hair, like that is very obvious. But chakkum ummiletvapi gaihati. What is that? Chakung ummileta pigayhati mean this is obvious. Um, so it can be seen by the eye consciousness. And nahi jara chakku vinyaya hoti. That means, oh, actually, the broken teeth and the like thing only are not the aging. Only are not the aging. Uh, Yasma only are not the aging, right? If you can see superficially by your eye consciousness, that is not only aging, but aging without having caught up by the eye consciousness also, aging is there. So they're gonna explain such kind of thing. Yasmapana jaram pattas ayu hayati. Tasma jara ayu sanghaniti palupacharena buddha. And now they say if one who reach uh, that means all the time, aging is not caught by the eye consciousness. That is another explanation. Here it has been given. All the time, indeed, aging is not caught by the eye consciousness. But sometimes you can. Most of the time you can, but all the time you can't. So if one who reach aging, life now, if one who reach to the aging, definitely his or her lifespan dwindles. Thus, the aging is called destruction or shrinking of lifespan. So, aging is called, therefore, shrinking of lifespan, sanghani, or dwindling of lifespan, or destruction of lifespan, sanghani. Actually, this is what is called palupacharvasana. It is said with the access to the result. The result is the lifespan, right? So with the access to the results only it can be said. So palupachara mean that's the meaning. I will tell again, right? So now uh, just as when flood wind happen, then the aftermath, the way of it pretty much obvious to you, because by the broken grass and tree and so forth. And when fire occurred, what happened? Then the way it has gone, burn out the grass and the tree are more obvious. The actually in the aftermath, the way that destroyed the tree, you can see the after that you can see the flood or fire or the wind. Actually, this we can apply to the body. So that's very common to the way of aging, where there is broken teeth and the like, so on. That means wrinkled skin, so on features we can see by the eye consciousness. It's very obvious to the eye consciousness. But the broken teeth and the shrinkled skin and the gray hair are not the aging, only not the aging. All the time, aging is not caught by the eye consciousness only. So therefore, they say if the one who reach aging, the lifespan dwindles. And now the term has come to the Desana Pali or the Pali canon. Buddha says, Ayuno Sanghani. Now they're going to explain this thing. What is this Ayuno Sanghani mean? If one who reach aging, the lifespan dwindles or lifespan shrinking. Now, because of that reason, this Ayuno Sanghani has been given the term with the access to the result. That means result is the lifespan. Now, dwindling lifespan is the access. So the results. Now, Ayuno Sanghani means dwindling of lifespan has been given with the access to the results. So that's the explanation here. Yasma daharakale suppasannani sukumampi atano visayang sukhenevacha ganhana samattani chakkadini indriyani jaram pattas gahana samattani chakkadini indriyani. sorry. Yeah. Garam pattasa paripakkani alulitani avisadani olarikampi attuno visayang gahetun asamattani honti tasma indriyanam paripakoti palupacharena vasena gutta. And then now they explain what is this indriyanam paripako or decaying of the sense bases. So what is the meaning here? You know, if the bright eye faculty, so on things in the young age are able to take the relevant object, attano visayan gandhana samattu, they are able to take the relevant object with happiness. Sukheneva gandhana samattani, right? They can take the relevant object with the happiness, even though the object is very subtle. Sukuma, that is what it's called. Therefore, it says Sukumampi. Sukumampi Atano Visayam. Atano Visayam means one's object, right? The object of oneself. That means even though it is very subtle, but they can take that because the faculties are very bright now. But when one has got into the aging, the faculties are paripakani. Paripakani mean paripakani. Paripakani mean the faculties are decayed, and alulitani, they are confounded, and then avisada impio, so that they are at hard time to take even a rough object. Olarikampi attano visayan gahitum asamattani. They are unable to take. They are hard time to take even a rough object, or we can say, or a obvious object. Even though obvious object, they can't take. They can take the object, because why? Though the indriya or the faculties are decayed, confounded, and impure. So therefore, Buddha used the term indriyanam paripako. Indriyanam paripako means decaying of the faculties. So this kind of term has been given by the Buddha. That is also access to the result. Now result is the aging, right? Result is the aging. So with the result aging, and then Buddha has termed the Buddha has given the term Indriyanam Paripako. So this Indriyanam Paripako mean also actually in the ultimate sense. Ultimate sense. So we can move to the Marana Niddesa in 390, yes. Marana Niddesa. What is the Marana? So what Buddha explained in the Marana, you can see in the left side. Kathamancha bhikkhave maranam. What bhikkhu, the death? Yang tesan sattanam tamha satta nikaya chuti chavanata behedo. What is the meaning? Then Buddha explained what bhikkhu, death of whatever beings in whatever group of beings, there is passing away, chuti, chavanata, falling away, cutting off, disappearing, a death in one existence, kalakiriya, an ending, gandhanam beto, cutting off of the aggregates, and then discarding of the body, kalevaras nikkepo, and the cutting off of the life faculty, that is the jivitandriya upachedo. Idam muchati bhikkhave marananti. Bhikkhu, oh the monk, this is what is called the death. So now they're gonna explain in the Atthakatha in this way. Marana niddese yanti maranang sandahaya napunsaka niddeso. What is with regards to the death in Desana Pali? What is this young? Young mean, the term young is the in related to the grammar with reference to marana. Young mean young marana. Marana mean therefore it is called. It is a neutral form, not the masculine or the feminine. It is a neutral form. So in the Pali grammar, so then it says, therefore you need to apply in this way. Yang maranang bucchati, yang maranang chuti ti bucchati, yang maranang chavanati ti bucchati ayamatta yojana. Then they have given the explanation. You need to use this explanation every time. That means death is called passing away. Yang maranang chuti ti bucchati. That means that is called passing away, and the yang maranam chavanatati uchati, that is called the falling away. Like that, to the rest of the terms also you must use kind of thing. So tat chuti iti sabhava niddeso. Then this chuti iti sabhava niddeso. That mean this chuti mean, that is the sabhava mean, this is the analytical explanation of the nature of the death, right? Chuti iti sabhava niddeso. Chavanati akara bhava niddeso. Akara bhava niddeso mean, the akara bhava mean the explanation, analytical explanation of the we can say that is the analytical explanation of the akara mean now here marana. What is the that mean the analytical explanation of the nature of the death, right? Nature of the death. Maranam pattassa khanda bhinjanti cheva antardhayanti cha adassanam gachanti. And now when somebody falls into the death, so khanda bichanti. So then your 5 aggregates or 4 aggregates or one aggregate break down, and then antardhayanti, they disappear, and adassanam gachanti, they go to unseen. Adassanam gachanti, they go to unseen. And tasma tang behedo antardahananti uchati. Therefore, it is what is called, that tang mean this maranam, tang maranam, that is what is called behedo antardahananti. Behedo mean the breaking down of the aggregate, and the antardahana mean disappearance of the aggregate. And then machu marana. What called machu marana mean, actually, machu maranang stand for death in one existence, true death in one is existence. Machu maranang, the machu marana na khanika marana. It's not the momentary death in the mentality and materiality. So momentary death mean when the mentality arises with the group of other mentality, then um, the movement wise only they arise, and they passes away also with the momentary passing away. Momentary arise, momentary passing away. So therefore, it is not the actually, that is the kanika or the momentary death. But here, machu maranam mean the true death, right? True death mean that is the one existence. If somebody's 5 aggregate uh, become 5 aggregate become death. Yeah, it got the death state. Then it is what's called machu marana. Then the term kalakiriya. Kalakiriyati marana kalakiriya. What is the kalakiriya mean? Ending of life with death. Ending of life with death. So here it says ayang sabbapi sammuti katava. All these all terms the Buddha explains as conventional truths, conventional sense. In the conventional sense only Buddha explained those kind of terms. Then kandanam behedoti ayang pana paramatta kata. Now cutting off of the aggregate, kandanam behedo is in the sense of ultimate truth. Ekavokara bhavadisu eka chatu pancha vedhanam kandhanam yeva behedo. And now I explained this ekavokara bhava, chatuvokara bhava, and the panchavokara bhava. So with regards to the single aggregate word, I explained this is the asanya satta, and the explanation, cutting off of this aggregate is not related to the person. It says, so then the na puggalasa, chatu pancha vedanam kandanam eva vedo na puggalasa. It is not related to the person, but This cutting off of one aggregate, cutting off of four aggregate, cutting off of this five aggregate only. No, the person's cutting off a person like thing we can't apply. So anyway, the cutting off of the aggregate only. So therefore it is again say tasmin panasati puggulo matoti vohara mattang hoti. So therefore the person has died means it's a worldly expression only. So we can say that is the term. It belongs to the what called the paramatta satya. It is the worldly term only. Now, kalevarasa nikepo, the discarding of the body, right? Kalevara means the body. Nikepo means discarding. Discarding of the body. Attabhavasa nikepo. What is the kalevarasa nikepo? Discarding of the body mean attabhavasa nikepo, or casting off, putting down, or discarding of the self or the soul or the body. Maranam pattasahi nirattangva kalingarang attabhavo patati. Here kalingarang means decay, rotten, what called the wood, right? Rotten wood, what is called rotten piece of wood, what is called kalingarang. So nirattang means useless. Atta mean the useful, niratta mean the useless. So nirattang iva kalingarang atta bahava patati. That means actually indeed when one who reached to the death, his body falls down like a useless rotten piece of wood. Therefore, Kalingaram, Nirattang Kalingaram began Kalevarasa. That's the meaning. Tasma tang Kalevarasa Nikke Poti Vuchati. Therefore, it is that is called discarding the body. Therefore, Buddha used that term. Jivitindriyasa upacchedo pana sabbakarato paramattato maranam. Now, cutting off of the life faculty of the 9 kind of materiality and 10 kinds of materiality, or the nonad kalapa as well as the decad kalapa. Decad kalapa and the nonad kalapa, you have jivitindriya or the life faculty. So cutting off of life faculty means in every way that is in ultimate sense. Buddha used this term in this Dhammānupassanā. So therefore, cutting off of life faculty is the death explanation in ultimate sense, ultimate truth in all round. So this is actually called that is the Buddha explained here what called in the paramatta sense. Etadeva sammuti marananti pivuchati. So if you actually if the when cutting off of this life faculty occurred, then what happened? Actually, that is very similar to the ultimate conventional death also. So it says etadeva sammuti marananti pivuchati. The same thing. This is actually called conventional death also, but it is more related to the paramatta or the in ultimate sense. Buddha mentioned here. Jivitindriyasu paccedameva hi gahetva lokya tisso mato pusso mato tivadanti. Now actually, now if cutting off of the jivitindriya or the life faculty in the mind movement as well as the rupa kalapa or the subatomic particles. So taking such term cutting off of the life faculty, Lokya mean our worldly people, they took that term and they say in this way, Tissa was died and then Pussa was died like this. But actually happen, what is the actual situation is cutting off of life faculty. So this is the explanation here actually. Uh, Actually, now in this Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the Blessed One explained the noble truth of suffering by means of conventional truth as well as conventional truth and by way of ultimate sense as well. So keep it in mind, this is very important. But in the case of discernment, when you attain to the jhana, and then if you practice Foilaman meditation, and if you practice the materiality meditation first, and then if you continue to practice the mentality meditation and the Paccaparikkha or the cause discerning knowledge, then actually this practice depend on in both conventional and the what called the ultimate sense. So keep it in mind, this is very important. You need to initially practice in this way. Actually, uh, now very first kind of suffering is the jati or the birth. So the similar terms, this sanjati, that mean origin of life, okkanti, coming to be, and abhinibbanti, becoming and coming forth like thing, those are explained according to the conventional truth, and the appearance of aggregate kandanam patubhavu, and then ayatananam patlabu, acquisition of the sense bases, those are explained according to the ultimate truth. So and this is the jati, according to the jati. And aging, regarding aging and death, what is this decaying of sense faculties, cutting off of aggregates and life faculties are explained according to the ultimate truth. And the remaining explanation, like Kandichang, Palichang kind of thing, according to the conventional truth. So this is the summary I am telling. According to the conventional truth, in one life, actually, according to the conventional truth, in one life, the first moment of life is what is called birth, and the last moment of life is what is called death, and the time in between, this is called the like aging. Last moment and the first moment, it was called aging. And according to the ultimate truth, it is the difference, right? According to the ultimate truth, I told this thing in the case of Anapana section. If we when I explain how to practice Vipassana section, in every mind movement, right, and every materiality movement, the arising stage is called birth. So we discuss every mind movement and every materiality movement. You have Upada Titi Bhanga, arising phase and standing phase, as well as the Bhanga phase, or dissolution phase. So this or cessation phase. So this materiality and the mentality movements. So the arising stage is called birth, and standing stage is the aging, and the dissolution is called birth. Sorry, death, right? But when you're discerning birth, aging, and the death, you must discern in both ways. That's keep it in mind. I will explain. I will give you the guidance how to discern those in conventional truth as well as the ultimate sense. So then, uh, yeah. So this is the way Buddha explained in the Dukkhasaccaniddeso, or the explanation of the noble truth of suffering, the jati, the birth, and because birth is the first term of the suffering, and then the aging is the second term of the suffering, and then death is the third term of the suffering. So now we finish those kind of three terms, and then rest of thing will be discussed in the next week. That means Buddha explain more evident other factors also in the Dukkha Satcha. For example, uh, uh, Dukkha Domanasu, what called Soka Parideva Dukkha Domanasu Payasa Dukkha. That means the other, this also actually can be seen by the eye consciousness very clearly. That means as a conventional truth also, they are the sorrow, soka, parideva, lamentation, and dukkha, pain, domanasa, grief, and upayasa, despair, or we can say distress. So kind of thing we can discuss in the next session.
Sadhu, Bhante. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Bhante. Again, what a
Yeah.
wonderful and very detailed explanation, Bhante.
Yeah. So next day we will find out another kind of explanation. Thank you, Mr. Pankaj and Dr. Shital in USA. Thank you for having me. And now actually we want to sharing merits. Idam me punyang asavakkhaya vahang hotu. Idam me punyang Nibbanasa patteo hotu mama punyang bahagang sabbe sattanam bahajemi te sabbe me samang punyang bahagang labhantu. Buddha sasanang chiran tithatu. Buddha sasanang chiran tithatu. Buddha sasanang chiran tithatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.